2K TV here with Anthony Davis. In your intro press conference to the Lakers, you said that you hopped right on 2K when you signed.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The 2K Sports pregame show.
And a shot from before as the Miami team bus arrives. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Atlanta Hawks. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Utah Jazz.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
So here's Miami's starting group. Marvin Bagley is out there with Morris, and it's Nikola Jokic. Then there's Carter, and it's Van Vliet in at the point. And for New York, Paul out there with Robinson. Then it's Joe Ingles. Then there's Gallinari, and it's Love in at the 5.
Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you could see the flashes of potential and the tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first, and Jokic slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Love, no good. And with Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. Wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in a few years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class.
Now here's Paul. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Five on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Shoots a fader. Another miss by Love.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Eric Spoelstra gave me a few minutes to catch up. One player he mentioned was Chris Paul. Coach said he is just a gamer. He'll do whatever it takes to win. We've got to have that same determination. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. A minute 42 left to play in the first. And here's Gallinari. Over Carter. And it's Gallinari missing.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now, here is Robinson. Love the pass to Ingles. A floater. Offensive rebound. And it's Gallinari missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Chris Paul picks up that one.
And how about the persistence on the backboard? Love how hard Bagley works on the offensive glass. Wants to outwork everybody.
Knicks trail by 5.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Gallinari. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Carter, the pass to Van Vliet. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Jokic draws the double. Bagley, just 5 on the clock. Carter with the 3. No good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Heat lead by 5. And we'll be back with you. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure.
The steals thing is...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits, what they like to do, gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They just been the better team so far.
Robinson is out there with Paul. Then there's Gallinari. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Ingles in at the small forward. They're the group New York will start the second with. Carter with the 3. Knicks with the rebound. And by virtue of the NBA schedule, their first game of the new year is against Miami. A floater. The shot by Paul, no good. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Miami Heat, leading by 5. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness, Greg, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball is the path to something better.
Robinson misses.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Van Vliet kicks to Morris. And the pass to Carter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Chris Paul picks up that one. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning a championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry, and those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Van Vliet passes to Bagley. Fade away. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 4 assists now tonight.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Gallinari trying to get open. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Paul. Now here's Van Vliet. D right on him. Morris outside. Misses the 3. The Knicks have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Ingles dishes to Paul. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Gallinari attacking. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Smitty, one thing I like about Gallinari, he's doing more things on the court as he ages.
I totally agree. He used to be out there only to shoot, but that hasn't been the case for a while now. Still scores, but his rebounding has improved, and he's done a good job of driving and drawing fouls.
Van Vliet kicks to Carter. Morris against Love. Lets it go. Robinson pulls it in.
Missed opportunity, wide open from mid-range. He would love to get that one back.
Here's Paul. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Sinks the triple.
And dangerous in that catch and shoot game. In fact, anytime Morris can square up, he's a lot more consistent.
Now here's Paul, covered by Van Vliet. Now Paul. From deep. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And so it's Miami going.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired.
We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Nice game. Great performance by Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. We've got Carter. Jokic is out there with Marvin Bagley. Then it's Fred VanVleet. And it's Morris in at the 3.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
Well, one thing the Heat have been terrific at the last few years, protecting the rim.
The Heat have taken an old school approach to the center position, choosing physical intimidators over floor spacers.
Gallinari passes to Paul. Bagley with the rebound.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Count that one from VanVleet.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Listen, put the ball in the hands of your best scorers and let them go to work. Keep it simple.
Paul for 3. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Bagley.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Ingles. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 12 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense. That was the first make of the half. 1 for 4 now. Let's see if that gets them going.
That's tipped. Now here's VanVleet. Tight defense on him, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Coaches talk about young players needing to experience the playoffs to understand that level. Smitty, why is that so hard to simulate without going through it?
Kevin, reasons why is in the playoffs, everything is taken to another level. Also, you're seeing this team night in and night out. They know your plays, you know their plays. It comes down to just execution, and you can't have careless turnovers or those brain freezes you have in the regular season.
Well, last season, a bit of a renaissance for Gallinari.
And the way Gallinari stepped up last season, Kevin, was a big reason the Clippers were as strong as they were. Now, on the other side of 30, he's been playing some of his best basketball here of late.
Carter, that's good.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
Gallinari finds Paul. From 11 feet away, and there's another one for the Knicks.
Right there from mid-range. This is where Paul's craftiness is magnified.
VanVleet passes to Morris. Gallinari brings the double team, and that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Third is Chris Paul.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
6 to shoot. Bounce pass from Morris. Here's Jokic.
Credit Joe Ingles for how hard he plays, taking the challenge defensively.
The lead now in single digits. Paul's got 6 here in this quarter.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Morris with the ball. He's got 5. Bagley banked in off the glass. Bagley's got 9.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
To the paint, here's Carter. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 7th assist in the game.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
And Robinson wide open, he shoots. Knocks down the 3-ball.
With the basketball in hand, no one is more patient than Paul. Waits for his man to break free.
And Morris throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
That's a 2 from Paul, offline. And so it's the Miami Heat. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Here's Paul. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And New York looking at who they've got. Kevin Love out there with Gallinari. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Joe Ingles. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Morris, no good. Knicks trail by 12. Outside Robinson. Pass to Love. And it's sent back by Jokic. They get it back.
Getting into the paint, drawing contact. That's a focal point for Gallinari.
And the first one drops. Gallinari hits them both.
You know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Heat lead by 12.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
Now here's Paul, covered by Van Vliet. That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Paul. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. You know, Greg, Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Ingles. Clock at 6. Paul outside. The 3. Love trying to break loose. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And really, CP3 is so good at reading the defense. If he knows he's getting the pass and they're playing off him, he'll torch you.
Van Vliet with the bounce pass. Here's Jokic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Love. The NBA looking to improve officiating, Smitty. They'd like to revise the rule book to more closely match the way the game is played. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we have to evolve. I think now the game has evolved to more three-point shots, so you got to look at also defense, hand checking, and now we're talking a lot about, you know, room for guys to land, whether it's a foul or not. So I think it will evolve, and it should be because the game is evolving.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Jokic.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Van Vliet looking around. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Gallinari. Good on the first, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. New York, they're working against the clock now. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Robinson. Softly drops in the floater.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
For Miami, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Jokic. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6. Carter against Robinson. Great D that time from Bagley.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game. There were a lot of ways he could have finished that one, but he's decided to keep it classy with the finger roll.
Now here's Van Vliet. Not a lot of room. Carter dishes to Morris. And he drops it in from the low post.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact. And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
Now, here's Jokic. And so it's the Heat winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the
I told my mama we gon' get a couple bands. I'm out here working while